Heavy call to the pen. Seungwon Oh. Boy, we had a nice conversation with him today, didn't we not?
We sure did. Very, very cordial and very giving of his time. Eugene Koo is his translator, and we really had the conversation through Eugene. But he is very happy to be a Cardinal, and he's off to a really good start.
About 9 strikeouts. I asked him the difference between pitching in Japan or Korea and what he sees here in the United States. He said there's no doubt there is more power here, but he also said that the hitters swing for the fences, if you will. They swing for power, where over in Japan it's more about contact and putting the ball in play. .30 pitch to Mesoraco.
Even said as a follow-up to that, he said, but obviously there are different ballparks here in the United States, just as there are different ballparks dimensions in both Japan and Korea. So you really have to understand that, but ultimately go back to what you do well.
That's a leadoff walk. Asked him about opening day. I said, what really stood out for you? He said it was an honor to see legendary figures, and he said no other Asian players get the chance to do that. And he said the one that really stood out for him, the great Ozzie Smith. And I said, why is that? And he said because Koreans know him,
yes,
more than anybody. They know the Wizard of Oz.
He was aware of all the other Cardinal Hall of Famers, but Ozzie definitely stood out to him.
We also asked him about how he approaches these hitters. He doesn't know them all that well. Seems to throw a lot of pitches to the right-handers, middle outer half, that slider, and he said he just follows Yadi.
Right.
So whatever Yadi puts down, that's what I'm going with. We said, how impressed have you been with Yadier Molina? He said, if you know baseball, you know how great he is, and that's all you need to know. So I went to Yadi and I said, is this true? Are you calling all his pitches? And he kind of shook his head a little bit, and he said, I don't like to get all that credit, but I just put down that he was saying, yes, I do, without saying it.
It's a trust factor.
Yeah.
The catcher makes a suggestion and the pitcher agrees with you.
Off the end of the bat and a fly ball into center. Grichuk, one away. Did you get the fact, though, that he is very grateful, respectful of being able to be a part of the Cardinals in particular?
Yeah, we were talking a lot about the fans. We asked him about the warm reception that he's had here, and not really being able to understand the words, but the feelings there. I mean, you could just tell that this is a place that has a lot of energy, I believe was the word he used, and clearly happy to be a Cardinal, but didn't understand any of the words that he said, although when he says Yadi, you know who he's talking about. He does like to come back to Yadi's ability to help him, which I think is pretty special.
Yeah, to follow up on your comment about the fans, he said language is not a barrier between fans because of the love of the game and the passion that the players have and this city has in particular with this ball club and the history of the franchise. He specifically wanted to come to St. Louis. This is where he wanted to be. Talked about seeing the Cardinals all the time on TV. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Scott Schebler. Billy Hamilton has moved to the on-deck circle. We also asked him about the food. It's been his best food. He said, our chef, Simon, here at the ballpark, he said he makes great food. Throw to second. Oh, my goodness. Wow. May have missed a sign. I don't know. You wouldn't think that Mesoraco would be stealing on his own, but regardless, he shows off the arm.
Couldn't tell whether Mesoraco was peeking in or not, and he was peeking in, so it's a hit and run. If you just go straight to the bag, it's often a straight steal, but when you look in right away, it's often a hit and run. You're trying to figure out what happens with the bat. How about the fans here?
chance of Yachty here at the ballpark, and a 2-1 pitch. 2-2. See a lot of late swings against O, and the players talked about it after his first bullpen session in spring training.
Hides the ball.
Yeah, he really hides the ball. Fastball, they got him. 94 on the gun. The worm is starting to turn even just a little bit more.
Keep turning, baby.